For the last couple of weeks, we've been taking your pet-related questions on Facebook.
And today, Dr. Stephen Haymore from Alpine Animal Hospital is to answer one of those questions. And we had one of our Facebook fans, one of our likers, they asked a question about the ears and getting ear infections in your pets and wanted to know. So let's talk a little bit about ear infections. This is something that can happen cats, dogs, pretty much anybody who has an ear can get an infection. But are there certain pets, like dogs, get it more than cats, or what's the cause of all that?
Well, I think definitely dogs get the most ear infections, but cats get ear mites. And so we'll see their ears.
That just sounds fun.
Yeah, they get these little bugs in there, and they're really crusty ears. So if you see those and they're scratching at their ears, you should take them in, and we can treat the ears. But dogs with their floppy ears and their deep dark ear canal is definitely a perfect environment for ear infections. It's moist, it's dark, and their ears flop over, so very prone to ear infections.
Things like to grow in that environment.
So are breeds with floppy ears more likely to get them? I have a Cocker Spaniel, and I know that they tend to get more
Cocker Spaniels are the #1 breed.
Lucky you! We're
#1. We haven't dealt with that, but I know that
Cocker Spaniels are the top of the list. The ones we see the most are Labs, because they're probably the most popular animal, dog. Labs, Retrievers. Really any dog, any cat, like you said, can get an ear infection. We also see a lot of grass seeds in the spring, summertime that get down in their ears, and we actually have to pull them out of there. And a dog's ear is a lot different than ours. Ours is straight in. It's a horizontal. Theirs is vertical and then horizontal. So what you can see, you're not even close to being able to see what's down in there.
So then if you can't see it, how do you know that they might have an ear infection?
Very good question. A lot of shaking of the head. Most of the ear infections that we see are on the out. You can see them and they smell. They get a lot of yeast infections, dogs do, so it has an odor to it, a yeasty smell to it. And you'll see it, it's red, and they're scratching, and they're shaking their
discomfort in the dogs. And so let's talk a little bit about treatment. Is the treatment the same for dogs and cats? Is there specialized treatments for either?
Biggest thing on both of them is cleaning them. But the cats, there's a different treatment. For the ear mites, we got to use something that'll kill those ear mites. They're a little bug. And so cleaning them out, dogs, definitely a cleaner. We need to clean them out, and then we do treat them with antibiotic ointment. And what we recommend, the best way to prevent them is to clean out their ears with a medicated wash once or twice a month.
Oh, really?
Keep them dry. You know, dogs that like to swim obviously are more prone to ear infections and things like that. So,
what about, and this is not so much the infection part, but I knew growing up the farm, we'd have the foxtails that the dogs would run through, and then they'd get it, and it would burr its way in there, and it would fester and grow, and that's always fun too to take care of, isn't it?
They're one of my personal favorites, actually.
They're on the list, huh?
You know, getting down in there and pulling them out, it's kind of like a video game, but I really, we do see a lot of them in the summertime. They get those foxtails, June grass, cheatgrass, whatever you call it. And most of the time we have to sedate them because they are so uncomfortable. We have to sedate the animal and then use our little scope and pinchers and pull them out of there.
Now, with things like the cheatgrass and the different burrs that can get in their ears, are there ways to prevent that? Is it just keeping them out of the field?
Headgear.
Like what?
Like wrestling headgear you put on their ears.
There are, very good. On the Cocker Spaniels and that, their hair acts like a spider web and threads those things down. And so you can shave the hair on the inside of the ear if they're hairy, like Cocker Spaniel or some of those wire hairs and things. Keeping the hair, because it catches in there and funnels it down in the ear canal a lot of times.
And if people would like to pick up some free ear wash, they can do that at Alpine?
Yes, first 5 people to call Alpine. If anyone wants to call in and get some ear cleaner, we're handing out five free bottles of ear wash.
Very cool. What's the number there?
The number is 237-1111, and that's Alpine Animal Hospital.
All right, well, that's something you don't really think about just because they run around until they start. Like you said, something happens, they start paying attention to it. All right, Dr. Haymore, thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Thanks.